Hi, I'm Maggie Sliz, and tonight, the only man that I want to see on this show, with his goatee, his striking good looks, his wit and charm, Anthony Delacalce. So stay tuned for all that and more Anthony, tonight on Sports Page Online. Sports Page Online. Sports Page Online. Sports Page Online. Sports Page Online.
Sports Page Online, where all your dreams come true, even Anthony's. Sunday night was a dream come true for the Green Bay Packers and their fans as they beat the Steelers in an exciting finish to the Super Bowl. Me and Jet fans alike were still waiting for our dream to come true, and that's a Jet Super Bowl championship. Will it ever happen? Yes, next year. Now, here's Joe and Evan at the desk.
Well, today on Sports Page Online, we're going to get a little abstract, a little existential, transcendental for you. Joe, if a game goes down and no one's around, should it count in the standings?
Well, as we found out Friday, that it does count in the standings. Bristol Eastern took on Middletown in front of a vacant gym because fans were not permitted to go to the game due to Facebook threats. But the New Britain Herald and Bristol Press were there, and we'll have a very unique take on that in less than 60 seconds.
A few weeks ago, Southington played their hearts out against undefeated Northwest Catholic, but they lost by 2 points. They'll have a chance to avenge that on Tuesday, where they'll try to unseat the unbeaten team once again.
It was a big week for UConn men's hoops as the Huskies snapped their 2-game losing streak with a huge comeback win over Seton Hall. Now here's Brad with a special guest.
Joining me today is Bristol Press sports editor Paul Angilly. Paul, thanks for joining me today.
Happy to be here.
All right, you had a really unique experience Friday night during the Bristol Eastern boys basketball game against Middletown, where no fans were allowed into the game. What was that experience like?
That was definitely a very unique experience. I thought the teams came out playing very tentatively. Both coaches denied afterwards that the atmosphere had any effect on the game. I think the teams were definitely being very cautious to not aggravate tensions between the players, and I thought they did a good job of that. And it was a very exciting game, and it's too bad people couldn't have been there to see it because it was a very thrilling game that went down to the wire. And I know a lot of people saw the video on our website, so hopefully they got at least a feel of what the game was like. All
right, and the decision was made by the Bristol school system. Do you think they made the right call in this situation?
Absolutely, positively. Facebook comments cannot be taken lightly. There was a lot of exchange going back and forth between the two teams, involving, from what I understand, not only players but possibly parents and even other people involved with the school. You can't take that type of thing lightly. I mean, there was a very credible threat that something bad could have happened at that game if they had allowed fans in. So I know it inconvenienced a lot of parents, and parents are not going to be happy about it. But in this case, absolutely they made the right call.
Now, another situation that they were involved in is suspending Bristol Eastern girls basketball coach Tony Floyd. Now, you were at that game, Bristol Central versus Bristol Eastern. Do you think the actions warranted a suspension? Maybe
one game, if anything. 3 games is just absolutely ridiculous. And frankly, I don't even think one game was warranted. The team played hard. You know, with all the snow we've been having, teams don't have time to practice, so you have to use every opportunity you can to do what you can. But I don't think it was what justified it all.
Right. All right, great stuff as usual, Paul. Thanks for joining us. Here's Joe Fortunato.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of Sports Page Online. Make sure to join us on Thursday when we go one-on-one with Southington girls basketball coach Mike Forgione. Now here's Brad with one final rant.
Say what you will about Christina Aguilera and the Black Eyed Peas. They were terrible, but at least they tried. The same can't be said for Usher, who performed during the halftime of the Super Bowl. You know, I never thought things could get more embarrassing for you, Usher, than the time I saw you in the middle of Times Square with one guy asking for your autograph and everyone else just walking right on by like you didn't exist. Well, you topped it at the Super Bowl halftime show. You were a disaster. You fumbled, mumbled, and stumbled through your set. It was a disgrace. It's not worthy of the Super Bowl, and you really should hide your face today. You know what? That's it. Sports Page Online.